not gonna do any intros today because I feel like it's not appropriate to be all jolly for an intro, but I'm just letting you guys know I am filming this on April 26th before I go to work. That's why it's gonna be a raw video as it is. Background story. Recently, I helped a woman get out of an uncomfortable situation where a man was trying to follow her despite her telling the man to stop. And I jumped in the situation not knowing if the guy was in his right mind, or does he have any weapon with him, or does being confronted merely scare him. I just did. I helped. I refused to be a bystander in another woman's suffering. And in Filipino culture, I believe it's called pakikipagkapwa or kapwa, which means shared identity or shared inner self, and treating others as other selves. And it's the conscious decision of responsibility and connection toward other people, other human beings. And a year ago today, I did the same exact thing when a car plowed into the crowd where I myself almost got hit, and the car was behind me when I heard people screaming, shouting for help. And the car, the sound of it going through the crowd, screeching, and I ran and I told my co-volunteers to run as well to safety till I had to see for myself what happened. And from what I remember, the car was still going. It slowed down, but it continued to move forward, and the driver was still inside until he decided to get out of his car and run. And I remember asking for someone to stop the car, not knowing how or would anybody be brave enough to jump into a car that had smoke in front of it. But somebody was brave enough, and it was Matthew, one of my co-volunteers, and he did stop the car. And I remember hearing one of the festival goer, a man screaming, "This is the driver of the car." And I immediately ran toward their direction, and I asked him, "Are we sure that this is the man that ran out of the car?" And he said yes. Wasn't really denial about it. He looked like he accepted that he got caught. And then I remember talking to him and asking him why did he do it. And honestly, the answer was so disappointing, and I'm not even sure if I can disclose it here, because as of the moment they're having the trial or they're on the process of it. And I gave a statement to Vancouver Police Department, and I'm not sure if I could disclose all that I disclosed there, but it was disheartening to hear. And I even remember telling him, "Oh, you fuck with the wrong people." And people just started to go in circle around him, and I told him, "Why did you do that?" And the answer was just disappointing. And then I remember I was on the radio with people asking, "Where is this person, and are they available to go here right now because we have the driver?" And I remember asking the radio, "Has anybody called 911 yet?" And I didn't get any answer, so I called 911 myself. But there were so many bystanders around that I told them, "Can people just record this guy? Take pictures of him, take videos if you need to, just in case he tries to run again." And people started going and recording him. And I remember I was on the phone with 911 for 7 minutes, just on hold, and waiting for someone to pick up the call and confirm that they're on their way, because from what I could see, there's not enough words to describe what I saw that day. And we just need help. And there's so many people that help and jump on the situation, but it seemed as if we needed more people that day to help everyone. And I'm glad that people were so quick to call 911 that I was on hold for 7 minutes, meaning they probably had a surge of calls that day and they had to answer everyone. And I'm also glad that we're in, I guess, some stereotypical medical background of Filipino. It kind of helped because people were so nice and jumped on it immediately. It was so chaotic. I had to check on my co-volunteers, the younger people that I had on my team, which were all gathered at the same place when it happened, as we were just trying to wrap up everything because it was a successful night. I had to check if everybody was okay and no one was harmed. And it was chaotic, and I did my best to try and help from afar and not really going on where the blood was, because I was one of the oriented ones, I guess, that could actually help and navigate the situation from where I was. And if I tried to see what was going on behind the car, and if I tried to see more blood and more describable situation, then I myself would pass out, because I've never really was good with handling blood. So I stayed from afar. I alerted the organizers that we had the driver, and I made sure that the driver was oriented when the police were coming. He wasn't being totally harmed in a way, because people were trying to punch him, and I told them we're not supposed to harm this person, because how are we gonna get justice if he just dies from these punches? And I had to remind people that we don't want him suing any of us as well if he happens to be badly, I don't even know what's the term, but if he get badly hurt from the punches, I'm pretty sure he could sue those people that tried to punch him as well. So I tried to remind them that, hey, we're not doing this, and we just need to wait for the police to come. And it was a lot of people were crying, people were screaming, and I myself had to collect myself for a couple minutes to make sure that I'm helping out before I even break down. I even had to clear out 43rd and tell people to go out of the street because the police and the EMTs are coming, and the EMTs wanted the street to be cleared out. And I remember bodies being rolled out to emergency vehicles. I remember seeing a kid, a dad, and bless. And I'm not even sure if they survived, because at the time it was sinking down to me how bad it was, and that I had to try and help out as much as I could before the adrenaline comes down. And it wasn't until we were at the volunteers' quarter that I realized how bad it was, when I had my younger volunteers crying and asking why would somebody do that, and I couldn't answer them with what I heard, because it's not fair. It will never be fair. It wasn't until a couple hours later till I realized I was almost, if it weren't for people screaming, I would have not been in my flight response and run before I got hit myself. And if I didn't move nor cared what was going on, I wouldn't have known what happened behind me. I wouldn't have been able to help in a way. I would have been a bystander myself. And honestly, despite the trauma that I had or maybe even I have, yes, I would continue to be the girl who always calls 911 for other people to help out instead of only looking and being a bystander. And why am I sharing this story? Honestly, I don't know. I just know I need to talk to someone else beside my boyfriend and my therapist about this because I need to share this. And I have been yearning for community to grieve with, and I need to let this out and give myself grace for carrying the grief for a year now. And I'm not sharing my story to take away the pain from the directly impacted parties, from the family of victims themselves. But I'm sharing this to give a platform and connect to other people who feels like their traumas are invalid and who feels like they're not traumatized enough to feel this. But your trauma is valid, and if you need help, if you need someone to talk to, then I would be happy to share tears with you while grieving, because I need community too, and honestly, I can't do it alone. I can't be on this healing journey alone. And if you're one of those people who witness it but didn't have or feel like they didn't have direct trauma, direct impact from this situation, but still doesn't feel well regarding this, then you can talk to me. I would love to talk to other people. I would love to talk to someone who understands the pain and happy to share tears with and reminisce and process the grief with me and feel the pain. And I like to believe that in a world unkind to women, especially to visible minority like myself, I will always choose to be the one who's helping out. I will refuse to be a bystander, and I will always be a kapwa. Whew, this has been so heavy and I need to go to work. But I hope my people would see this and take this as a sign to talk to me, because you are not alone, and I really hope you don't feel like you're alone. And as much as I want to give more to the community, I have to fend for myself and give to myself more this time. But I would love to be connected with you guys. So I'm hesitating to upload this, but I have to, because I'm not gonna get that platform of healing with other people if I don't reach out. I'll see you.